Hello, I thought I might just show um, setup for a potential game. Maybe I'll play it again, maybe you'll just see how to set up your own game. Um, so in the last one, really bad camera work. I don't know who's actually sticking with me here. Let's just do the normal setup first. I've got the starting room. Jeez. Got 3 health. Excuse the camera for a second. 1 poise. 3 bombs. Alright. So 3 health up top, 1 poise, 3 bombs in our inventory so far. Starting room. We list all the upcoming rooms up top. We put all of the loops down at the bottom. We keep track of how many times we make a loop, and that is a point. So you've got bombs to kill enemies or to break through walls. I don't need to repeat all this stuff anymore. But yes, you've got health, which is also a valuable resource. The standard game is room 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I chose 6 rooms because maybe you can just roll a dice. I also like the rooms that I chose, obviously. I thought about adding a 7th room. It would have been kind of a weird one. I think that the ones that we have are strategic and work well. So I do like where the game is at, regardless of how I got there. Okay. So today we won't be doing the base game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We will be using these cards. So for one thing, yes, this adds a component to the game. It's no longer just only pen and paper, which is a big appeal to it. This is why I, started signing the game in the first place. I wanted only pen and paper. Because yes, you could, it's easy to carry an 18 card game around. I've been doing that a lot. It's easy to carry a little book, but I just want the absolute easiest. And this also isn't the absolute easiest, pen and paper. You don't always have that, especially because it has to be grid paper. But whatever. So these cards, I just they're laminated just with like packing tape, and then which didn't work too bad actually, and then I just keep them in my wallet at all times. They fit real nice in there. It's 3 cards, and there's 1 level on each side, on each end, and on each side. So there's 4 levels on a card. I tried to balance it in a way based on what you're going to come across, because the idea was that you shuffle and end up with this, which means obviously in this layout you won't also have this room. I don't know exactly how well I did balancing it. Obviously sometimes you come across a bunch of bomb rooms, and if another card also has a bunch of bomb rooms, I don't want, only bomb rooms basically, depending on your draw. So I tried to balance it in that sense. I have no idea if I succeeded. You could carry 12 cards around with you. You could bring a dice with you. This was just one thought, and it's been working pretty nice. It's extremely minimal, obviously, so that's an advantage. But we are just going to, and then obviously you shuffle it with I don't know if I can hold a camera while doing this, but you can just shuffle by flipping them all around. You have no idea what's going to come. A standard shuffle obviously won't really do the trick. You just don't look while you're doing it. You don't care what you get. You know, some people have... I was stumped with this game, and I still am, kind of. It's not complete in some ways. But you pose a problem to, like, a group of people also making games, and, you know, I was like, what does this game need? What else would fit in these sort of parameters? Is it even a game? And you get these answers that it's just so easy for them to say it. And it's not that they're wrong. In fact, these are basically good ideas. They're just like, add a potion system. Yeah, I could do that. Obviously, I want the rules to be very easily memorized. I want the system to basically play itself. You know, the enemies basically more than anything, and I want for when you use a bomb for that to be pretty seamless as well. As you've seen in some other videos potentially that I've posted, it's not always seamless because it can get complicated. But the idea of adding a potion system, I just can't fathom it. And you know, it's a good thing that it's so easy for them. Again, I'm not insulting the idea itself. I just don't know, when I'm stumped, how they could think that this is helpful. Or more to the point, I don't know if anyone can help me. And I realize, so yes, I've got roadblocks. But I digress. But yeah, so it's possible that someone would say the perfect thing, and I just would not be receptive to it. Or it is also possible that someone will say a decent idea and be trying to make your game into something that is theirs and not yours. This is a very basic system. I'm not going to add a potion system to it. I don't know how that would work. He was also, the same guy was just saying, like, add stuff randomly. I was like, what's the system for adding those things? And he said, well, you don't want to make the game too easy for yourself, or something like that. Like, you don't want to cheat yourself. If you're playing the bad guy and the good guy, you can't, you know, you want to win. You want it to be fun in that same sense. You don't want it to be too easy. But as soon as the game starts, you want to win. So if you're playing as the bad guy and you say, oh, he walks in the opposite direction and doesn't attack you at all, oh, that's funny, I win. That is what you're supposed to do. So no, you're not supposed to just play both sides. You can't play chess by yourself. I'm sure some people sort of can, but that's not chess. So anyway, not to rag on him or anything, just thinking about, and like, no, to his face, I was just like, thank you so much for replying. Because that's awesome that someone took some time, and other people at the same time were very complimentary. Anyway, just thinking, man, like, what do we have? What's going on? Okay. So, these are the levels. I'm going to write them down before I ramble and curse a lot and alienate myself. So these are the levels that we chose. So these are the levels we chose. One day I did this, a recent playthrough, and I just, for each card, I just doubled that. I did these rooms, and then I did them again before I did these rooms. And then I did them again, you know. I like noticing patterns. I go through these in this order the first time, and then the next time I'm going through them, I know what worked last time. I think that's good for the game, potentially. So that's an option. Okay, so this is set up. We could do infinity levels, make as many loops as you want. The fact that it is deterministic, it's not exactly, I mean, my main goal there was just no dice, so it ended up deterministic. But you can find your favorite level, do whatever, a first run, a bad job, do it again, see if you can beat your own high score. And that's the other thing, is that it's a high score chaser. I don't think I've actually said that on camera. It's just the way that it turned out, is how many loops can you get in this amount of time. But also, if you wanted to just play forever, you absolutely can. Just keep choosing new levels, don't run out of bombs or health, and you end up with a big, cool looking map that's probably fulfilling in itself. It's a pen and paper game. There aren't necessarily rules that anyone's going to get mad at you about. Maybe it's just a guided form of doodling. Let's have some fun. So this is a setup for a game, potentially. Another thing I like to do, I don't know if this is hard mode or not. Find 4 from the corners. This is maybe my preferred way to play at the moment. I have some other ideas that haven't quite come up yet. Come into playtesting. What we're doing is, this is a starting layout, so these aren't new levels. Unless you want to call this whole thing the level, and these are what? I don't know. See, I like that term for this to be levels. But anyway, what we've got here is, it's a system for laying it out, for one thing. Not just like, oh, put other things here. Again, whatever. But these are other spawn points. So you're making your way with the rooms that you're discovering, and then you probably want to avoid this. You're trying to make a loop, but in your way is a room with a spawn point, which is very dangerous. If you blow up a room, a number 6, those monsters are dead. They're gone. Other monsters can continue traveling through there, and so there might still be monsters in that room, but they, you blew them up, they're gone. These ones, you blow up the whole room, and then as soon as you're moving again, there's a monster right in the center. So you probably don't want to enter these rooms if you can avoid it, but you might have to. I like it as a starting layout. So that's, I've said all I need to say about that. I've said it a few times. Another thing that you can do with starting layouts, which maybe we should stop there for a minute. But maybe I'll just show it in an old playthrough. Because you can just have, you know, different loot already scattered. This is something I was working on. It's hard to tell what was starting layout and what was part of the gameplay. But this room here is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 squares long, and then leads into the beginning room again. So this was here when you started, but you start here, and you can only enter from this side. So you have to loop back to it, and you still get a point for looping. This one, maybe there was already bombs in this layout too. You can do whatever you want, obviously. The idea of this chute is that you enter and you're basically teleported across here, and then you have, because you're in this room from here, and then you have all that space behind you of no monsters, which is nice. However, I guess if you end in the spawning room, just like we talked about, that's not a solution anymore. You still have a monster right next to you, so could be a little pointless if it ended right there. Maybe the chute could be off to the side or something. I like the idea of the chute, so I might try to bring that up in a different playthrough or something. Work through it. But hey, we set up a game. Maybe we'll play it next time. Yeah, thanks for clicking.